You're speaking with Lamont.
And sorry.
All right, it's cool.
Okay.
You're speaking. You
Sorry.
for what?
Um, Nothing. Okay. Let's just start over.
For what?
No, nothing. Sorry. Sorry. Sorry.
You're speaking with Lamont,
And the one and only Leia.
and you're tuning
Tuning
into
into the
the Lamont and Leah
Leia
podcast.
podcast. We'll get that down eventually.
I don't know, Leah. We need to.
We do. All right, Lamont. I'm gonna let you take away today's episode because this is your thought, your
Yes.
baby.
Yes. All right, Leah. So I'm going to see if you've done something. If you've done it, you're going to put up a finger. And we're
Got
going to
it.
see how many fingers out of how many things that you have. Does that
It's
make
like
sense? Kind of?
yes, it's like the opposite of TikTok. TikTok's like put a finger down. This time we're gonna put a finger up. Okay, got it.
Did
I
you say
know it's
TikTok?
yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. I was thinking the opposite of, what's it called? Never Have I Ever?
Okay, that makes more sense. All right, let's do
Okay.
this.
All right. Have you apologized for things you didn't do?
All the time.
Do you apologize for small things?
Of course.
Do you apologize because you want to avoid conflict?
Every single day.
Do you apologize when you make reasonable requests?
Yes.
Do you apologize repeatedly?
Guilty.
Do you apologize because you feel like you're an inconvenience?
Sometimes.
Do people around you have to tell you to stop apologizing?
No.
Okay.
People don't actually say it out loud, thank goodness.
All right.
Because then I probably would be like, oh, sorry.
So you have 6 out of 7. You actually might be experiencing some form of sorry syndrome. And that's what we're going to talk about today.
Oh, man.
All right. So, Leia, throughout this week, I've been so excited for this episode. I was trying to get a guest speaker, almost had one. It didn't work out. Maybe next week. But I have been going to my forums, my groups, and I have been asking people. Hold on. I'll tell you exactly what I asked people.
Okay.
People.
You tell me.
Give me a sec. Let me pull it up here on my cell phone. So I said, because I joined a whole bunch of new mental health groups. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I said, hello, I'm new to this group. I'm looking for someone to talk to me about why do we as a people, as a culture, apologize all the time? And how do we overcome it? And I have received so many responses in so many groups of why this thing is happening. Mm-hmm. One of the most common responses is maybe because we're polite. Why wouldn't we apologize?
Mm-hmm. I've heard that.
So that's like a common running theme. But then I was like, there's something more. It's more of an issue when you're apologizing for every little thing. Mm-hmm. And then some people just like, you know what, I do this. I realize I do this. I do this because I honestly don't feel like they didn't say this exactly, but like basically I'm not worthy. I'm an inconvenience. I'm in the way. I'm apologizing for myself. And so today's topic is we're going to explore that. Like, why do we apologize for just being? And it comes out in our language and it comes out in our body language.
Mm-hmm.
So
I believe that. I experience that a lot, actually. Yeah, I mean, even in a professional setting, I do that a lot. So, I mean, in my job, I have to go to my bosses and tell them exactly what I need because I'm only a contractor, so I can't, be there a whole 8 hours every single day. I'm only there a few hours, and they need to know exactly what I need from them. And sometimes, even though it's a perfectly reasonable request, like rescheduling something or, doing a project at a certain time that's a little more convenient for me, I always follow it up with, sorry. But I mean, it's a professional setting and they expect that. I mean, it's what I do. So I see that a lot.
Do you think you might be wanting to change the I'm sorry all the time?
I definitely would. While I do think saying I'm sorry is a part of being polite, like you said, there is a time and place for it. And I feel that a lot of people take the apologizing all the time might as like maybe as like a sign of weakness. And of course I don't want to I don't want to appear that way, especially as a woman in my field. So yeah, I mean, it'd be wonderful to learn how to not do that.
Yeah. The other day I was having conversation with a friend on the phone, and this friend apologizes a lot to me. And like somehow like he had shared that something had gone on with him. And I almost typed out sorry to hear that. And I was like, no, you're not going to type that out.
Mm-hmm.
And so I deleted it. And then I thought like, well, what am I really feeling? I took a moment
Mm-hmm.
to stop and think.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, but like, no, it's more than that. I'm sad.
Mm-hmm.
I can say that and I
Mm-hmm.
can support him. It's like, I am sad to hear this versus I'm sorry. And so it doesn't invalidate him, but I am communicating my feelings to him and how it's making me feel. And I think it still has this like conveys the message I was trying to get across. And so I think one way to overcome this is to be mindful. If this is something that you struggle with,
Mm-hmm.
you have to be mindful and be wanting to stop and catch yourself. And if you say it, tell yourself rewind, like either out loud or take a minute to just rewind and be like, let me rephrase that. I think that's one way we can start breaking the habit if that's something you want to do.
So what you're saying is saying I'm sorry in some situations could be a sign of you maybe not acknowledging your feelings about something. Is that kind of
It could
similar to
be.
what you're saying?
It could be. I think it's definitely sometimes a type of avoidance.
Mm-hmm.
I think we are taught to say I'm sorry for a lot of different things,
Yeah.
you know?
I think the
Um,
one that's always seemed really odd to me is when someone says something bad happened to them. They're like, "Oh, my cat died." You're like, "Oh, I'm sorry." Like, I've always been like, that's such a weird thing to say. I'm sorry. Like, what are you sorry for? But I
yeah,
think
you had
what
nothing
you
to
were
do with the cat
saying,
dying.
yeah, I think what you're saying is like just acknowledging their feelings. It's just
Yeah.
like, um, I don't know what do you think would be a better response than I'm sorry to
So
acknowledge someone's situation like that?
so I'm sad to hear that. Or oh my gosh, that must be so hard for you right now. Or
Mm-hmm.
um what else could we say?
Well, in that sort of situation, I think even a I loved your cat and I hope that you feel better soon might
Yeah,
be a good way of acknowledging the situation. Um,
definitely. I loved your cat if you knew that cat.
mm-hmm.
And please let me know if there's anything I can do for you.
Yeah.
Um my friend Josh's dad recently passed. And the first thing I was gonna text him was, I'm sorry to hear your dad passed. And I was like, no. Like when someone passes, it's you never know what to say. And I'll tell you what I texted him instead. Like I challenged myself and I texted him something really, really nice, which was meaningful in the moment. So I said, "Hey, I just wanted to say that I love you so much. Please let me know if there's anything you need at all." And I feel like that's so much better than like I'm a sorry. Like I had nothing to do with his dad's death, and his my I sorry is not going to help him. But maybe him knowing how much I care about him is going to help him. Letting him know that I'm going to be there for him is going to help him.
Yeah. Yeah, so I definitely agree with, acknowledging someone's feelings about something. So like showing sympathy without saying sorry, because sorry is kind of like, it's not really sympathizing with someone, you know? So this article that I have pulled up right here, I like what it says. You cannot make other feels better, valued, or heard simply by saying sorry.
It's true.
If someone talks about something difficult, you can sympathize with them by saying, "It sounds like you went through something terrible." I think that's a good way, in regards to like sympathizing, is
Or
acknowledging
even
someone's
try to be
feelings.
better, or even better, try to empathize.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So Leah, why do you think this happens?
Um, I, you know, TikTok, as much flack as people give it, TikTok is full of a lot of information and quick succession, which I really like. And I've seen a lot of these on my For You page. People talking about little things that you don't realize are kind of traumatic for you. Um, and I don't want to get too deep about that kind of stuff, but for me, myself, I feel it has to do with the amount of people pleasing I had to do as a child. It was expected of me in almost every aspect of my life. So it's not that I don't think I'm worthy of things like asking for a new schedule or asking for something. It's that I want to make sure that they're okay with what I'm asking in case it inconveniences them in whatever way. So it's kind of like a preemptive sort of cushioning. And like in bigger situations, it might be a good idea to cushion stuff, to preface, a request. But in small things like asking someone to scoot over a little bit so you can sit down, probably not a, good place to use that. But yeah, so that's what I think a lot of it is people having to people please and feeling that they need to soften the blow of something for whatever reason, whatever may have happened to them when they were younger. I don't know.
Yeah, I think another word for people please is seeking acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to seek acceptance from other people with an overall apology.
Mm-hmm. I
And
agree.
so it is a form of people pleasing. And I
Mm-hmm.
feel like this is a real social issue. I think it also can derive from insecurities,
Mm-hmm.
just feeling out of your depth, not feeling part of the group, feeling
Mm-hmm.
pressure to fit in. So again, more people pleasing, more seeking acceptance. When I took it to the groups, that's a lot of what I got. Was I was taught to do this.
Mm-hmm.
In our culture, in our Canadian culture, this happens, and my grandma very abusive and like with her words and her language, and
Mm-hmm.
so I was always taught to say sorry, you know. So anxiety, I think it's an anxiety word that people like to go to. Like
Yeah.
they're feeling anxiety in the moment, and instead of feeling that anxiety and letting it ride, like I kind of like try to push anxiety with I'm sorry,
Mm-hmm.
so everything can be okay.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
Do you realize that more women are more likely to have sorry syndrome than men?
Yes. And I think that definitely ties back into having to, people please. It's uh yeah, it's a sad reality for most women is that we're expected to make sure that everyone is comfortable. Um like I'm trying to think of a culture that doesn't have that, but I know in the Polynesian culture, it is definitely expected of us to make sure everyone is comfortable and everyone is situated in all instances, um, regardless of how you yourself are feeling. Uh, um, there is something similar in just your overall American culture too. So yeah, I do think it's probably a lot of women more than men.
Yeah. Yeah. So, if you're listening right now or watching or both, go ahead and leave comments. Like, why do you apologize?
Mm-hmm.
Is it, do you feel like it's too much? And is it something that you want to change? And
Mm-hmm.
why do you want to change it?
Another one is like going back to the um, professional space is the need to say sorry when you make a mistake. Now, of course, polite society says if you make a mistake, you need to apologize for it. But I'm just wondering if there is a good way and a bad way to apologize for it, because
Yeah.
I feel like the way you apologize for something makes a big difference. You
Yeah.
kind of come in very sheepishly and you're like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Um, like I said, it just might make you seem like not a confident person, which is not very good in the professional space. Going back to that article that I had, and I will link this article, by the way, in our description. It says, if you fail to get desired results from a project, you can calm down the higher authorities by saying, well, it didn't go as planned. I have the situation under control. It will be rectified. There are, some issues we need to take care of. And just that phrase alone kind of sounds a lot more confident about the situation, saying, I'm sorry, we didn't get we didn't get it done in time. So, yeah.
So, Leah, talking about the workplace,
Mm-hmm.
I know I hate making mistakes because if I make a mistake, I have to report to my supervisor,
Mm-hmm.
and I just feel like I'm inconveniencing my supervisor because she already has 1,000,001 things that she's juggling, and she
Mm-hmm.
just needs me to do my job and do it right. So it
Yes.
can be one less thing,
Yes.
But there's a learning curve, and sometimes mistakes just happen. And so when I make mistakes, I try to have a solution to fix the mistake so it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't keep occurring or doesn't happen again.
Exactly. Learning from your mistakes.
So
Definitely.
usually I'll go and be like, hey, this happened. So I'm not apologizing.
Mm-hmm.
I probably should apologize, maybe sometimes. But like, hey, this happened, and this is how I plan to handle it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't continue to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, something I'm guilty of is prefacing all my emails with sorry for the inconvenience.
Yeah, that might be
Especially,
something you might want to just
yes.
look at and start changing and working on a little bit.
What are some other things I could say? So a lot of times my issue is that someone wants to film one day, I'm not available, or vice versa. So I'm just wondering what is another way I could say that?
So, question: are you truly sorry for the inconvenience, or what's going on there?
Probably not. I just want to change the date.
Okay, all right. So let's stop apologizing for things that we're not truly sorry for.
Yeah.
And so maybe in the email it sounds like this conflicts with my schedule. It's not going to work. This is what I have open. What do you have open? Do we have anything that matches? You
That's a
know.
really good way of putting it, actually.
So like
Just
now it's taking more confident and let them know like, hey, like it's just not working out. It's not your fault. It's not my fault. It's just there's a
yeah,
conflict in schedules and we have to figure this out. You
yeah.
know.
Oh, that's a really good way of saying that. I'm gonna have to
So
remember that one.
yeah, I think if you're really sorry for inconveniencing someone, it's okay to say sorry. But if you're really not sorry, why say it? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay.
Ooh.
I feel like this is more prideful than anything. But my mom always taught me don't say sorry if you're not sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's kind of something I grew up with.
Yeah, don't lie.
Yeah, because it's a lie, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember the Hillards?
Why does that name sound so
They
familiar?
used to be in Pathfinders. Monica Monique.
That sounds really familiar, but
But you would have been really young. Okay.
yeah, so
We were at a Pathfinder fair.
for those of you that don't know what Pathfinders is, in the Seventh day Adventist Church, we do have a group that's kind of like Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, except it is
Combined under
religious
the,
based.
yeah.
Yeah, same
It's
idea though.
combined under the Seventh Day Adventist religion. So it's a Boy
Yes.
Scouts and a Girl Scouts combined under the Seventh Day Adventist religion, and we're a little bit more military based
Yes.
versus a Boy Scout and Girl Scout.
Yeah.
But we do the whole thing, the badges and everything.
Yeah. Okay. Continue.
Okay, so we were at a Pathfinder fair, and Monique, when she was a kid, I don't know how she is now. I don't have any contact with her, but she was a horrible person. Like straight up horrible person. Always
Shout
trying
out
to get
to
someone
Monique.
always trying to get someone in trouble. And this particular day, she had told a lie to Kara and Connie, who I loved very much. And they were demanding that I apologize to her.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, no, I'm not going to apologize to her. I did nothing wrong. She's lying to you guys, trying to get me in trouble. And you guys are buying her story. On top of that, I'm not going to apologize because I'm not sorry. I'm not going to apologize because my mom told me if I'm not sorry, then I don't need to say sorry. And like Miss West, she was like, yes, you do need to say sorry. I was like, well, I'm sorry. I'm not going to say sorry. And so, but what I did tell them is I am sorry to you, and I even apologized to Monique's mom and you because she lied. And that's what's going on here. And so just I think this is why I've always had an aversion to saying I'm sorry. Now, I've changed as I grew up. Like I've learned to like culturally adapt and stuff. But I think those like root things, like my mom's saying, don't say sorry unless you're sorry.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think those let's just give me that aversion to like, I'm not gonna say sorry. I don't feel sorry. I'm not gonna lie to your face.
Going back to meaning it, something that we had in our house was when you would do something wrong. Like, okay, so I have 5 siblings. Growing up, there was only 4 of us, but still. You know, if you did something to each other, you needed to apologize to make up. And a lot of the times, you know, my mom would ask you after you said, okay, I'm sorry. They'd be like, well, do you mean it? What are you sorry for? So in our house, we had to say, I'm sorry I took your toy. And you had to mean it. And if she didn't think you meant it, then you were in some other trouble. I don't know if this is good, but yeah, it goes back to acknowledging if you actually are sorry and being sincere in your apologies rather than just using it as a filler. Which,
ooh, that's good.
yeah,
Filler.
which this article also says something about filler words. You know, saying things like whoops or oops. It's an acknowledgement without unnecessary apology. So like if you bump into someone, drop something, or you know, just like scoot something over wrong.
Wait a minute. If I bump into someone, I'm legitimately sorry. That wasn't
That's true. That's
accident.
true. So maybe
I
that's
feel
not
legitimately sorry.
yeah.
So
Maybe
I'm
that's
gonna
not a
say,
good
sorry,
example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like say like we're all just working.
Mm-hmm.
We're all just working, typing, doing whatever. I'm like, I'm sorry. But I just wanted to bring to you guys' attention, like, you don't have to say I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, do you have a moment? Can I
Yeah.
talk to you?
Mm-hmm.
I want to bring something to everyone's attention.
Yeah. Yes. Being more assertive.
Yes, assertive. Should we just on the fly be like, this episode is going to be about sorry syndrome and how to be more assertive? Bam, and let's go into assertiveness because I love assertiveness. It is one of my favorite subjects.
I think we could do a whole other episode about that actually.
Okay.
So
right.
we'll save assertiveness for another episode. But yeah, I think pretty much we've come to the conclusion that when it comes to saying sorry, acknowledging your feelings about it, acknowledging another person's feelings about the situation, and thinking to yourself, are you actually sorry for what happened or nah?
Yeah. And then to catch yourself, because it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna happen even after we're done with this episode. I'm sure we're gonna slip up and be like, I'm sorry. So when you say I'm sorry, realizing what you said, did you mean it? And maybe I need to rephrase it
Mm-hmm.
so we can start getting ourselves out of that habit.
Exactly. I think another one you could use in replacement is my bad.
That was a great 90s
I
term
still use it.
because we grew
I'm
up
like,
in the
my bad.
90s.
That's a good one.
I mean, it technically means I'm sorry.
But I don't think it's just kind of like acknowledging that you made a mistake somewhere, but not like a big mistake. Like
But
dropped
you
your.
need to like be like, I'm sorry. Because I do feel, and maybe this is just me, I do feel when I say the words I'm sorry or I'm going to make an apology, it is
Mm-hmm.
a deeper like thing versus like it shouldn't just be a shallow
Yeah.
thing.
Yes.
So I think like my bad, I guess, could replace I'm sorry a little bit, but I would be careful with that because if you're replacing it and you're still like saying my bad and it's coming from a place of I'm not worthy, I'm not
Yeah.
good enough, I wouldn't do that. I
Yeah.
wouldn't do that,
I agree. So yeah,
So
back to our first things: acknowledging, acknowledging, and acknowledging.
So I was thinking about Beyonce's song, and I was thinking about Demi Lovato's song,
Mm-hmm.
and so they both have "Sorry, I'm Not Sorry" songs, and so in
Sorry, I'm
Beyonce's
not
song,
sorry.
yes. So in Beyonce's song, she's mad at Jay-Z because Jay-Z has been cheating. She's coming to grips with her anger and she's like ready to leave. And she's like,
Mm-hmm.
sorry, I'm not sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sorry. Hell no. I love that song. I absolutely love that song. And then Demi Lovato's hers is more about it's not about confidence because she has a song about confidence. It's
It
about
kind of is about confidence, like
is it about confidence?
learning that you're better than what they think of you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not sorry for being fabulous. Sorry, I'm not sorry for being the way that I am. That I really love that song actually. That's one of my
We
favorite ones.
need to take back sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Say it when we mean it when we say it,
Mm-hmm.
and not at other times. And we told you guys how. We hope you guys will choose to do it. The choice is up to you. You're in charge of your development, but that's what we got.
All right. So we'll see y'all next week. What are you talking about next week, Lamont?
Hold on. Sorry. I am just like, hold on.
Oh, you said sorry.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm sorry. I actually do feel sorry because I'm not prepared. I'm on the wrong page. My thing's not up.
We got him.
Y'all got me. I've been gotten. I have been gotten. All right. 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 So we will see you guys next time.
Yes,
and
we will.
next time, Leia and I are going to talk about positive toxicity. And
No,
I'm
the
going
other
to
way
have
around.
the opportunity.
Toxic positivity.
Oh, did I say it back?
Positive toxicity. Whoops.
Okay. And I'm going to have the opportunity to learn about this because I have no idea. Leia, should I do a little bit of research before we go into next week? Or should I just go in fresh, like with no ideas? Because I'm excited to learn about this. I've heard it mentioned one other time, and that student would not expand on it for whatever. So,
I don't know. We'll see. We'll play it by ear. We'll see what happens.
All right. So
maybe I'll send you some TikToks.
All right. Tune in next week. Oh, maybe you should do a thing where like you show me the TikToks and we have a live reaction.
There we go. Love
There we go.
TikToks. All right.
All right. All right. So join us next week for Toxic Positivity, and we will talk to you soon. I'm going to work on getting us a guest speaker. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. All right. Bye, guys. Today's life lesson is we should cuddle more. Cuddling, obviously, feels good for a lot of people. But did you know there are some health benefits? It can help us increase bonding. releasing the oxytocin in our brain. That's the connection slash love chemical. And you can do it with friends, with romantic people. It doesn't have to be, cuddling does not have to be sexual, although it can help sexually, but we'll get there in a minute. Also, it can boost your immune system. It can lower your blood pressure. It can help you release stress and anxiety. It can sometimes help relieve pain. And then it can also help others communicate their emotions and create sexual satisfaction and intimacy. So the moral of the story is cuddle more.
I love to cuddle my dog.
Yeah, cuddle your dog, cuddle your fiance.
All three of us? Perfect. Love it.